Hello, everybody. Joe McGarry here, the pastor at Prince of Peace Lutheran Church in Kensington, Connecticut. Oh, there we go. And I am live, Wednesday live, and I am happy to be here. I'm going to be going live for Advent. I got started a little early so that people can join the stream. And basically what these are going to look like is that I am going to start off with a song and then have a discussion. And tonight's discussion is Christmas traditions. So I have a list of traditions that I'm aware of, and I'm going to talk about them and get some of your feedback about some of the traditions in your family, in your life, and if those can be shared with other people so that they can experience some of those traditions. Maybe they can get some ideas about new traditions. Maybe you could get some new ideas about some Christmas traditions. We all have them, whether we know it or not, whether we maybe admit it or not. We do have traditions, and those are okay. Those are good, and they can be exciting. I think that they can be fun, and I do enjoy traditions, and so I'm excited to talk about it tonight. It's about 7 o'clock, and so I'm just going to get started. So the song I'm going to sing tonight is Mary, Did You Know? I absolutely love this song, and as I will share during this time together, I'll share a little bit more when we talk about traditions, but I have been one of those sticklers who says, we need to stay in Advent and not get to Christmas until we get closer to Christmas Eve. But this year's a little different. This year, I think we all can use a little early Christmas. So I'm going to start with this song. Mary, did you know that your baby boy would one day walk on water? Mary, did you know that your baby boy would save our sons and daughters? Did you know that your baby boy has come to make you new? This child that you delivered would soon deliver you. Mary, did you know that your baby boy will give sight to a blind man? Mary, did you know that your baby boy would calm a storm with his hand? Did you know that your baby boy has walked where angels trod? When you kissed your little baby, you kissed the face of God. Mary, did you know blind will see, the deaf will hear, the dead will live again. The lame will leap, the dumb will speak, praises of the Lamb. Mary, did you know that your baby boy is Lord of all creation? Mary, did you know that your baby boy one day rule the nations? Did you know that your baby boy was heaven's perfect lamb? The sleeping child you're holding is the great I am. Mary, did you know? Mary. Mary, did you know? Great song. I really, really like that song. So I am going to be talking about Christmas traditions. Now, I do have access to comments, so if you have any Christmas traditions that you would like to share with people or talk about or ask about, feel free to leave those in the comments, and I will respond as I am able. But I have a list that I put together earlier today for Christmas traditions. And one of the things that we do in my family each year is an Advent calendar. So Advent falls under Christmas, right? So an Advent calendar. And what we do is we've done it a number of different ways, but right now we have these boxes that list 1 to 24, and in each box there is a little toy or candy or something like that. This year, my box is filled with Star Wars characters, and I really enjoy that. Let's say yesterday I got a sticker that is Stormtrooper Gingerbread Man, and a little BB-8. And they're about this big. They're not very big at all. And today I got a little Ray. So that is pretty fun. And my daughter has ducks that are dressed in different ways. My son has a candy one. And my wife has an ornament one for a little Christmas tree that we have. So that's a fun way. That's a tradition that we have. It's a fun way that we kind of spend some time sharing what we have as a family for these Advent calendars, and it's a way to count down to Christmas and that sort of thing. So that is the first one. Second one, I don't really have any really experience with, but when I was looking up Christmas traditions, I found a little Christmas pickle. And I don't know if you have used that in the past, a pickle that you hang on the tree, and then Christmas Eve it is hidden, and when you wake up Christmas morning, whoever finds it gets a special treat or a special prize. So that is another tradition that people have. I read that it came from Germany. I don't know why that is, but it's a Christmas pickle. The third one is Christmas lights. So not only on the tree, but around the house, on the outside of the house, Christmas lights. I know that there are TV specials that are made with this. So I've wanted for a while to hang up Christmas lights outside my home. I don't really have experience with it, but it always seems like a fun thing to do. So that is another tradition, is to hang up Christmas lights, or the Christmas blow-up things on your lawn, the dolls and the Santas and all that. Some people go really way out for that, and I applaud you. The other thing, and because it's a mix of technology and everything, is like a light show sort of thing, and I always thought that would be fun to put together. Again, that takes a lot of time, energy, investment in getting started and that sort of thing, which I don't know. As a pastor, I always seem to have a little bit of the extra time and energy and to start something like that. But it would be fun, and I'm know that people that do that and have a good time with it. Toy drive, angel tree, that sort of thing. So lots of organizations put together their resources, and they extend hospitality to families in order to get some extra toys this time of year. And one of the things that we always have tried to do with our kids is we don't say that all of their presents come from Santa, but we have like a Santa present. And that in part is because, there are some kids that they may only get one present. And if that is from Santa, that is a special thing for them. And we did not want to say that every single one of the presents is from Santa. And that has always worked out fine for us, and the rest of the presents were from us, and they always picked out presents for each other and that sort of thing. So that was important for us. And now that our kids are older, what is important for us is to be able to teach them that Christmas is a time to give back, to give, because we have been blessed with things. So we do support toy drives and angel trees and that sort of thing. So even in this COVID year, we have done that. So that has always been an important tradition for us. Outdoor activities. Now, winter hasn't always been my favorite time of the year, if I'm honest. I really enjoy the fall. I enjoy the cooling off of the hot summer, but the first time I went skiing as an outdoor winter activity, I broke my hand. So I did not go for a while, and I actually didn't go skiing again until I was in my 20s, and I was working at Camp Calumet at the time, and my friend came up with his youth group, and he said, "Hey, Joe, let's go skiing together. Come with my youth group." I don't know. I don't really do skiing. He's like, "I'll teach you. I'll go down with you. I'll support you." And so we got to the top, and he took off and went to the bottom. And it took me 45 minutes to go down the bunny trail, which normally would take someone maybe 5 minutes. But I was scared out of my mind. I kept going to the ground and then had trouble getting up, and but I did make it to the bottom. And over the next probably year or two, whenever a youth group came up, then I was able to go skiing with them. I would do that, and went a couple times on my own. But when I was in seminary, I was a youth director at a church, and I took my youth group skiing, and I said, "Oh, I'll go." And I got to the top, and I went down, and I just absolutely hated it. I've never felt like I've had control when I go skiing. So I said, "Why am I doing this? I don't really like it. I get nervous. I'm afraid I'm going to hit somebody because I don't really have control." And I didn't go skiing for a number of years. And then I was chaplain at Camp Calumet, and I took my family skiing. And again, I went. We had a good time. The kids liked it. I thought it was okay. But it wasn't my favorite thing. So skiing has been out. Ice skating, sledding, those types of things I have done here and there, and they're okay. But like I said, winter sports have never really been my thing. Even in high school, I played football in the fall. I played lacrosse in the spring, the winter. I focused on other things. I did a lot more stuff with my Boy Scout troop. We did go winter camping, and I did enjoy that. And I focused on my music, and I was in a theater show in the wintertime and that sort of thing. So I sort of did those activities in the winter rather than outdoor activities. But outdoor activities are just wonderful during the winter if you can find something that you really enjoy. Secret Santa. That's another Christmas tradition. I've done that a number of times, and it's always kind of fun, especially, there's different ways to do it. You can take it and do it for December, and maybe once a week you would contact your Secret Santa and give them a gift and leave little hints on who has who and that sort of thing, and then try to guess at the end. And I've kind of enjoyed those more than just you do one shot. I mean, that's always kind of fun too. But Secret Santa is always a nice thing to do. Elf on the Shelf. That's another Christmas tradition. We did that for a number of years. Elf on the Shelf, a little elf. We named him Freddie Frisbee. He would come to our house, and there are times when he would just cause chaos, and other times he would leave presents, little gifts. Times he'd be funny. You know, one I always love to do is take out flour and put it on the counter and make little Freddie Frisbee snow angels with the flour, and the kids always got a kick out of that. And then as Logan got older, he would help us once he kind of figured things out about Santa and Elf on the Shelf, and so he enjoyed that when he got older. So I see that parents this year are saying their Elf on the Shelf is in quarantine and they can't do anything for them. So that is kind of funny that they say that this year. Just because it can get daunting. You do it daily for a number of years, and it can get a lot. Elf on the Shelf. Another Christmas tree. So if you are watching this, and you can let me know, do you have a real Christmas tree or an artificial Christmas tree? It's always interesting to see who may have a real Christmas tree, a live Christmas tree, who doesn't. We've gone back and forth. We do have an artificial tree that is pre-lit, and so, but some of those have gone out, so we hang up more lights. Last year, we actually had two trees. We had a real tree in our main living room, and then kind of in another room, we had the artificial tree. So that was kind of fun having more than one tree. But that is, so let me know, do you have a real tree or do you have an artificial tree? And to go along with that is ornaments for the tree. One of tragedies that happened to our family a number of years ago, even though it was kind of a blessing in the end, but we had our basement flooded a number of years ago, and all of our Christmas stuff from my childhood, from my wife's childhood, were ruined. The bucket was just full of water. It was gross. It was disgusting. Everything was gone. And we were able to actually save two things, and those were stockings that a friend of ours made for our kids. So we scrubbed those, we washed them. We weren't sure if they were going to be salvageable, but they were, thankfully. And so we did that. So what we did that year, we were just devastated that we lost all those ornaments. We had an ornament party. So we made ornaments for our friends and family and people from the church, and we had a get-together at our house, and we exchanged ornaments, and some people went out and got new ornaments for us, which was great, but other people brought ornaments that had special meaning for them, and they gave us those, and that was really, really fun to just hear their stories. So we have pieces of our friends and family and church members that shared that with us. So we try to give ornaments now and talk about the meaning for them and why we got the ornaments for them. And but we always add a new ornament on for our tree this year. And this year, my wife is making ornaments. So she made me an ornament that looked like it was from the TV show Friends, that said, the one where we were in quarantine. So that was that. She made my daughter a Supernatural ornament, which my daughter absolutely loves Supernatural, and we're watching that show together, which is fun. And then my son got his first job at a local store, so my wife made an ornament with the store's logo on it. So he always has that for memories of his first job, his first real job. And then she made one that had the Grinch's hand, and it says "stink, stank, stunk" on it. And the Grinch is holding a mask. So that was really, really fun to have that as a memory for 2020. Gingerbread houses. Who has made gingerbread houses? That's something that we do every year as well. I think this year my daughter has made it by herself because we've been super busy this year. Even though we are kind of in quarantine, it always is a busy time of the year for us. And so making gingerbread houses, and I've gone to gingerbread house competitions, so to speak, where people are making like extravagant gingerbread houses. I always thought that was pretty cool for that. Christmas music. Again, I talked about this earlier. I've been one of those people who kind of waits for Christmas music as we get closer to Christmas to be able to do that. In church, I've been kind of that person, that pastor who says, oh, we can't really do Christmas carols during Advent, but this year we're throwing it all out the window. You know what I mean? Like this year, I'm bringing as much Christmas joy into my daily life, into my church life as possible. And it is fabulous. I'm getting so much joy in doing that. My sermon series this fall is on songs of the season. So last year I talked about Joy to the World. This week for church, I'm talking about the Grinch song. And I talked to my musician. He's actually going to be performing it and recording it for me. And I said, are you sure you want to do that? And he said, yes, this is going to be fun. So you're a mean one, Mr. Grinch. I can't wait to hear how Jeff puts that together. Yes, Liz, I'm excited about this. So Christmas music, especially for this year, for me, I am excited about it. Cookie exchanges. Have you ever participated in a cookie exchange? I don't know about it this year. Let me know what you think, because I thought it might be fun to do a cookie exchange, and you can kind of do it social distancing if you bring cookies and put them in bags so that people can just grab a bag to share. But again, with COVID and all that and cooking, and it just makes me nervous. So anything with food and sharing food right now is kind of out. But I've always loved cookie exchanges. Try different kinds, experiment in the kitchen with cookies and putting those together. That's always been a fun Christmas tradition. Christmas movies. Oh, I love movies. I don't know if you know that about me, but I absolutely love movies. What is your favorite Christmas movie? If you can leave a comment, what is your favorite Christmas movie? Mine is Elf. That is my absolutely favorite Christmas movie. It feels like Christmas once I've watched that movie. And we watched it the Friday after Thanksgiving. We've watched it Thanksgiving weekend many, many times. And with my friend Becca and Bob, we used to visit them when we lived out of New England. When we would come to visit family, we'd stop and see them on our way back home. And we'd have dinner, watch Elf, and then we'd go home. And so that's always been kind of a tradition for us. So we continue to do that as we watch Elf. And it's just a hilarious movie. Has all the right elements of a good movie. So Christmas movies. What is your favorite Christmas movie? Baking. I love baking. I'm not very good at it. I found out recently as we did some baking for a video that I was making for a friend for Advent. Addie and I decided to make Christmas cookies baking. And we thought it would be fun to show because we like to do that. So we got some pre-made dough and had a little cutter that looked like M&Ms with Santa hats on. And Yeah, the package, we didn't really look at the package. It said that we were supposed to make 8 cookies with the package, and we made 27. So they were thin. They were okay, but yeah, pies. I tried to make some pies for Thanksgiving, and they were okay, but I really kind of messed it up, the chocolate pies. So, yeah, baking's not my forte. I love cooking, and I feel like I'm a pretty good cook. Home Alone, yes, that is an awesome movie. We also watched that, Home Alone 1. Not really 2, or especially not 3. 2 is okay, but Home Alone is another classic Christmas movie. Holiday cards. I really love holiday cards. We actually just got our holiday cards in the mail today, so we will be sending those out over the next couple of weeks. But that is something that is a nice Christmas tradition, holiday cards. Spending time together. That's a Christmas tradition, right? Spending time with family and friends. And unfortunately, this year, we're not going to be able to spend time with our families as we have in the past. I am very sad about that. I love just getting together with family and friends this time of the year. Whether it's a holiday party, whether it's a cookie exchange, whether it's exchanging presents, whatever it is, I just go out of my way to be able to do that. But this year we can't. So hopefully we'll be able to find some ways to spend time together, right? I mean, this year, first time probably in my life that I'm not going to have an opportunity to be with the people that I love on Christmas Eve. And that has always been my church, right? That is always a time that I absolutely treasure. I know some pastors have said, oh, all those people that come out, only for Christmas or Easter. I love that. I love seeing people that I don't normally see all the time. Just be able to have some FaceTime, to be able to shake their hands or give them a hug and welcome them and share the message of God's love in their life, even for that one night. People go out of their way to get dressed up, and we go out of way for music, and I spend so much time trying to create a worshipful experience on Christmas Eve. Even if it's the only time you come during the year, I want you to feel comfortable in church. I'm not going to have that this year, an in-person experience. Now, I'm going out of my way for the virtual, right? So we are planning, and if things come together, man, I am so excited about this virtual Christmas Eve service, and it's going to be fantastic, but it doesn't replace the in-person experience. Gifts. Holiday gifts. Yeah, so much we could say about that tradition. It is a good tradition. It can get overwhelming sometimes. As our kids were growing up, we kind of instituted so we don't go crazy at Christmas is something they need, something to read, something to wear, something they want, something they need, and a Santa gift. So those were kind of our parameters for Christmas. I don't know if I totally got that right, but it was something like that. If you want to know, let me know. If you want to know the exact way we did it, you can let me know and I can ask Katie. But we try to limit it because it wasn't about the gifts. It was a neat part. It was a fun part of Christmas, but it wasn't an essential part. So we try to do that. I've always appreciated the gifts that I receive as a pastor. When people give me something and thank me at Christmas time, I've always appreciated when the church has gotten something for me as a gift for Christmas. When those times have happened, I really treasure those. I mean, I feel appreciated and I am thankful for that. But it isn't always necessary. I mean, it's not something that I count on, or this has to happen in order for me to be happy. No, it's gifts are nice and they do show appreciation, and I feel that, and I am thankful for that. But it's not always an essential part. But thank you notes are right? Now, it's a good tradition to thank someone who gives you something, who goes out of their way for you. I can't say that I'm always really good at that. I was always ingrained in me. Mom, if you're watching this, I know you always told me to do it, and I do try to do it, but I'm not ever perfect on it. I have to be the first one to admit that. Giving back to others. That is always a good thing to keep in mind this time of year. And we do that. We remember others. And I talked about that a little earlier with gifts and toy drives and that sort of thing. But even serving this time of the year. Now, one of the things that I have experienced and I have been told is that lots of people try to serve and give back this time of year. But then when it comes to March or April, that really drops off. May, June drops off even more when people try to think about serving. So not only is it important to do it this time of the year because the need is so high, but it's also important to do it other parts of the year. It's something that you can think about doing and that's something that we tell our kids too, right? So it's an important thing to do is to remember others that are less fortunate during this time of the year. And then learning about other traditions. So, and I don't want to get into this too much here, but the Happy Holidays versus Merry Christmas, and I don't stick to one or the other. I say both. But I also recognize the fact that there, between Thanksgiving and New Year's, there's 29 other religious holidays than Christmas. So it is appropriate to say Happy Holidays. It is appropriate also to say Merry Christmas. If you know someone who celebrates Christmas and you say Merry Christmas to them, that is perfectly fine. If you say Happy Holidays to someone, the only thing I ask is don't say, I'm not going to say that at all. It is way that people celebrate. And it's important to recognize how to be able to communicate with others. And especially this time of year, there's more important things that we can be passionate about than whether you say Merry Christmas or Happy Holidays. And my hope is now that we are in the holiday season, that people understand, especially this year, just go with the flow. Just celebrate and have a good holiday season. That's what I have for you today. We've gone just a little bit over a half hour. Thank you for those of you who made comments. Thank you for those of you who have joined me. If you are watching this replay, I invite you to share this video with others so that more people can see it. And I am going to log off and I'm going to go celebrate, hold an evening prayer with Camp Calumet, one of my favorite Wednesday night traditions. So thank you so much for joining me. And if you want to learn more about my church and what we are doing this Christmas season, popkensington.org. I put that up on the screen so you can go there and check out all the things that we are doing. We are live. We are doing a pre-recorded video every Sunday. I'll be doing these live events every Wednesday night. There's also a podcast, The Gospel of Luke, that you can go to popkensington.org/Luke, and you can check that out. And listen to that for every day. I read a different chapter of Luke, and you can follow along. And there's 24 chapters. There's 24 days between December 1st and December 24th. You get the idea. They're less than 10 minutes long, so you can catch up if you haven't already started. So thank you so much. Have a great week. I will see you Sunday or next Wednesday, and be blessed.